Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Snapshot, episode 72. I'm Brendan Patrick, joined always by Marvel Snap phenom Cam Best. Cam, your week in Marvel Snap, sir.
I'm kind of getting killed on Reddit right now.
Oh shit!
I made a domino deck. And I was like, this helps you draw your 1-drops on one more, and then you always have a 2-drop, so they don't have a Red Hulk that grows. And then because Domino lets you fit in the Dark Hulk package more easily, it actually like has some upside here. And there are like 3 threads on the front page of Reddit bashing unnamed content creators for spreading misinformation about Domino, and they all, whenever someone asks them what they mean, they all say they mean me. And I think what's happened here is, I don't know. I made a deck where I was like, here's, I'm winning with the worst card in Marvel Snap, right? And here are the reasons why I'm running it. And what they're saying seems to be that I'm saying something I never said, which is that Domino helps you have better blink stuff. As far as I understand it, what she does is make you less likely to have every other card in your deck, right? Like, that's how that card works. And I'm pretty sure I said that. But apparently there's like some other unnamed streamers that are running with that deck and just like saying wrong things about it. And I'm catching all the fucking heat is my week in Marvel Snap.
There is nothing that is more quintessentially true to the content creator experience than defending positions that you do not hold against people you do not know. Yes. Yeah, that's horrible. There's this weird, I just want to bring this up to quickly transition away from the game of Marvel Snap. There's this weird phenomenon going on.
We talked about Marvel Snap for a minute. We can't talk about it anymore. We're done for that for this podcast.
Check. There's a weird phenomenon going on in Lorcana where people insist on playing over the minimum card cap of 60 cards. And obviously that's ridiculous, because the way the math works out in the most basic sense of TLDR is every card you add into your deck above the minimum card count just increases the chance that you draw the worst card in your deck, and decreases the chances you draw the good cards in your deck. But because there's no sideboard, I actually was reading this very detailed comment before this, and I think it started off as like a meme, but like basically people have like figured because there's no sideboard that the sort of the detriment to adding tech cards into your deck and going above 60, by the way, not just adding tech cards, going above 60, so they've like kind of mixed these ideas together, is not detrimental enough to where it is worth it to play these cards. And like they went through this very long mathematical sequence, which at the end of the day actually made sense, but they decided to jump one key logic fundamental, which is, why not just do that, but play 60 fucking cards? It's just like, I just cannot, I'm losing my mind, because there's been these grifters, and I call them grifters because I genuinely believe that, in the Lorcana community, that will play 65, 66, 67, and they'll do well with it, and then they will consistently like meme about it, that it's like, oh, this is the spice, this is it. And it's like, it's really caught on, bro. In a top 16, I will see 3 to 4, maybe 6 decks with above 60. It blows my mind. So
here's the thing that's really pissing me off, right? Before I made this deck, I went on Untapped, top 10%, and I searched for any deck with Domino and Dark Hulk in it. Because I was like, I don't want to do this shit on my own. Fuck that. I'm going to see if anyone else has done this. 0 people have done it. There were no decks tracked since the patch with Domino and Dark Hulk in it on Untapped. 0. After, if you go on Untapped, go to top 10%, you set your win rate to 300 plus games. You say sort by win rate, say 300 plus games, collection level 6,000. We're recording this at 11:07 p.m. on Sunday, the 19th. My exact 12 is the best deck in the game, with Domino in it. So I wanted to talk about the dynamics here, because I don't actually think that it's because of Domino. What I think is it's because of the Dark Hulk package. And the reason I bring it up in that way is because one thing that has been abundantly true to me as I've played more Blink Leech mirrors is that the way to win the mirror is go very tall in 2 lanes. Dr. Doom, not good, because it's not going to be able to contest a Dark Hulk and a Red Hulk. Can't beat that with a Dr. Doom on 6. You can't do it, right? Because everything else you're doing is the same. The only differences you have are in the choices you make. So the way that Dr. Doom and the way that Magneto and Red Hulk are better than Dr. Doom at the 6-drop slot, Dark Hawk is better than Claw at the 4-drop slot. Because, okay, cool, Claw, I have a Dark Hawk, you lose that lane, we're done here, right? Like, that is the fundamental dynamic going on in those mirrors, which is go tall better than go wide. It's cool that you have all those points across all those locations. I only need to win 2, and I can move, my Nocturne around too, right? Like, there's a lot going on there that's just like, look, I need to be able to go tall right now. And what Domino lets you do is actually fit that stuff in a way that doesn't, like, ruin the deck, right? Because the baseline of the deck is like, it's pretty straightforward. All these blink decks are, 2 6-drops, 2 5-drops, 2 4-drops, usually like 2 3-drops, 2 2-drops, 2 1-drops, or maybe 3 2-drops, 1 1-drop, right? Like, that's when you look at like another blink deck, for example, that again I did a video on. Nebula, White Widow, Jeff, Quake, Red Guardian, Nocturne, Jubilee Leech, Claw, Blink, Red Hulk, Magneto. Same, like that's exactly a 12 I did a video on. Same thing. That's like the 4th best deck by win rate if you use the same parameters as I was using to that I mentioned earlier. You can't fit a Darkhawk in there unless you make some serious sacrifices, because in order to fit a Darkhawk in there, you need to fit Korg and a Rock Slide in there. And those serious sacrifices are what Domino is. So when people talk about this deck being good, I think they're going to talk a lot about Domino. Mm-hmm. What's actually happening is Domino is allowing you to get a competitive advantage in the mirror by running Darkhawk instead of Claw. That's what's going on. There might be a better way to do that. I don't know. But that's what's actually, like, people are going to be like, Cam, what the fuck? Why is this deck winning? Domino, you said it was the worst card in the game. Or on Reddit, they'll be like, Cam, what the fuck, you lying piece of shit. How dare you tell me this is good, even though my video is like, I'm winning with the worst card in the game. And then in the video, I'm like, this is a terrible card that I never thought I'd be ever playing. So apparently I'm doing Domino propaganda. But like, if you want my actual guess as to why this is successful, it is because of that dynamic in the mirror. It's very hard to fit that package in without giving up something like, a Red Guardian, a Nocturne, giving up some of your really good 3-drops, giving up something else. And so what this deck is doing is allowing you to fit a 5-drop that gives you the same competitive advantage as dropping Dr. Doom for Red Hulk does at the 6.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm sorry you're catching the flack on Reddit there, but I'm sure it will pass. It seems like a forgivable offense. Putting down.
Apparently not. This is a weird one for me, because like the guy who made the original thread used me as an example, mm-hmm. and then said all the things I said in my thread, and it was like I know you're not trying to dunk on me. You're trying to dunk on someone else, and you're using me as an example. But it's like, if you're trying to dunk on someone else, like, what do you say fuck me for, right? Like, why am I in this? Get me out of this. I agree. I'm not even sure she's good. Like, get me the fuck out of this, man. I don't want to be here.
Is this like your actively most played deck right now? Like, what are you queuing up like stream to stream like right now? Is it this?
I legitimately felt so bad after dealing with those Reddit threads that I took the weekend off.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so
I'm not actually good at this. Like,
yeah.
There's like this thing where it's like, I don't really know how to describe it, but like people just saying shit about you, and it sucks. Like, it's really not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Like, I know like a bunch of people are going to be in the comments like, Cam, you just have to get over it. And it's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I think Cam knows. He knows.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. It's just like, damn, that kind of hurts my feelings. Shit.
Yeah, that is unfortunately, that is just part of it. I mean, I'm sure the people will come with this after I say this, be like, no, Cam, we care about your feelings. But unfortunately, yeah, it is very one-sided. People really don't care about Cam's feelings specifically in this kind of situation.
Like,
yeah, that's why it sucks. It's like, it feels very unfair.
Yeah.
But
it's like, I'm a public figure, I guess. Yeah, and it's like, I feel like I don't get paid enough to be a public figure, right?
Oh man, that is so funny you bring that up. That's so funny. Oh man,
I make like maybe $4,000 a month on Twitch and YouTube combined. I feel like I don't get paid enough to be a public figure. I'm going to be real with y'all.
Yeah, so I'll TLDR, and I don't want to get into it because I actually don't know the source material. They deleted all the VODs, but there was like some big drama in Flesh and Blood. And I mean, it was kind of coming, I guess. Like basically someone in the community had been, I don't know, they had a track record and they did something on stream, and yeah, they got fired on the spot, and it was like this huge thing. But,
I know what you're talking about.
But I've just been thinking.
I want more.
I don't know. I literally didn't see it,
love drama. I want it.
I literally didn't see it, so I actually can't speak to what happened on stream because I wasn't watching at the time, because I don't watch when that person's on stream because I think they're really bad at their job. To be honest, and I just do I'm an outlier. So when it comes to TCG casting, I can't stand goof. I can't stand off topic. I'm an outlier. It's like I really don't like it. It turns me off. This person was the epitome of that. So I never watch when that's on. So I didn't see it, and the VODs are deleted, all that stuff. But I was thinking about what you were thinking about. It's like in TCGs and content specifically for card games. Like I've met good people. I have met good people, but I've honestly met some of the worst people I've ever met in my life, and I just don't understand. Like I don't understand why people are so cutthroat, two-faced, and just sometimes really bad people. Because I was thinking the same thing. Like at the end of this path, at the end of this journey, let's say you implement all those behaviors to try to win. What do you win? You win fucking nothing, bro. There's no money. There's nothing. And you find these people that are just so committed and were willing to just run over every single person they meet and backstab every single person for what is, in my opinion, which is nothing. And I'm just like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I engrossing myself in this community? I don't know. I've just been recently. What happened?
It feels like a different sort of topic, but I'm willing to go on that. I just want to say one thing before people get fucking mad at me. Mm-hmm. I'm very grateful to have the job I have. Like, I don't want to act like the money I make is not enough money. It's just like, I feel like I had a job before this where I was making similar money and people didn't yell at me on the internet.
Yeah,
I think I'm very grateful I get to play video games all day. It's great, right? But it's just like there's this aspect to it that I guess I managed to avoid a lot of the time by being just small enough that people don't give a shit. But I just feel like it would be super weird. Like it's super weird that like being a public figure gives people the license to just like act like they know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it. I talked about last podcast. I believe it is the tax. Like it is the tax you pay. But there's also benefits other than playing games for a living. You also get like some level of freedom of schedule, unless you're cozy.
Phenomenal. I love all that stuff.
Unless you're cozy snap. No freedom of schedule. That man is working.
Yeah. When Cozy came on our podcast and he was like, "Yeah, man, I mean, working for yourself is the craziest thing ever. You do like 15-hour days." I was like, "What the fuck?" No, I'm very grateful to have the job I have. I want to be clear about that. I just wish it didn't come with the side helping of, I guess, this. Yeah. You know, it sucks.
I just think I might not be destined for the internet, man. Like that's where I'm at this point. So it's
with 3 podcasts says he's not destined for the internet.
I think the way I described it sounds a lot more grim, but I was just thinking about the idea. I was like, why did I pick this like community, like this group, and like why am I here? Like, is it worth it? Because I'm not receiving hate like right now for something like stupid.
Get in the comments and tell me what you hate most about Brendan.
Yeah, I'm not.
He doesn't get enough hate.
I'm sure there's people that absolutely despise me, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a weird, but anyway, I'm just like, after the stuff happened with Fab this weekend, I was just like, I don't even like, why am I part of this? It just feels so wrong and just kind of like a waste of time. But all right, let's go to positive news. Let's go to positive. I PR'd my mile today, my mile run.
Oh my God. I bet my mile is like 12 minutes.
Yeah. So I PR'd it was 5:54.
Nice.
Which I was thinking about. And the reason I bring it up on the podcast, because like, I've been thinking about it. I was like, is a sub 6 minute mile, is that the 2:25 of running?
Ooh, I wouldn't know because I probably have like a sub 12-minute mile. Actually, I don't think I could run a mile. I think what would happen is I'd throw up in the middle.
Hey, that's part of it sometimes.
How long does it take to walk a mile? I think I could do that.
Probably like at a brisk pace.
No,
15 to 17 minutes.
That's the range. Yeah. That's the range. We're talking a sub 15 from you, boy.
Yeah. So I PR'd it the 554. It was actually, honestly, it was easier than I expected. I just hadn't tried it before, but I was like, oh, it was interesting for me because when I started running, I started like so bad, like actually in the gutter, like just terrible runner, never did it my entire life, always basically afraid of it. And I had to work up from that. So I was happy to do it. It felt like an accomplishment, but I was like, wait a second, is this the 225 of running? Am I just like I think it is. It's pretty much like a similar sample size of people. So I think like the 315. Well, we're not talking 1 rep max. Let's say like 400-pound 1 rep max. I think that's like sub 530, like 5 minute. If anybody's a runner, I'd be interested to hear like what they think of like sub 6, like sub 530, 5 minute, and then of course like sub 5 minute mile. Like when can I finally feel accomplished? Tell me, please.
I don't think you're allowed to. I think it's like there's this Groucho Marx thing where it's like I would never be the member of any club that would accept me as a member, right? And that's how it is. Whatever it is you can do, the actual good thing, that's the one that you do next. And then when you can do that, it's not that either.
That's a good mentality. That's a good mentality.
Is it?
It is. Any club that will accept me that's a club that I don't want to be a part of. Yeah. Well, yeah, I want to see the KM. I want to see the KM like a hybrid athlete split. I want to see like the mile time, squat, bench, deadlift, like the whole thing.
All right. Okay. So the bench is going to be like 375, probably realistically. Mm-hmm. The squat is going to be like 225. It's just heinous, right? The deadlift, maybe 3 plates. Who the hell knows? The mile, probably 12 minutes. Vertical leap, 6 inches.
That's vertical leaps. Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta put you in a lab soon. We gotta get you on that cross.
You gotta put me in a treadmill soon. You gotta get me doing cardio. I've got a sumo wrestler physique.
Hey, you are repping 315 though, so I can't say shit. Yeah. All right, we had a new card come out this week. It was Sage 3-0 on reveal +2 power for each different power among other cards here. How to land for you?
This is the hardest card to recommend at this point, and it actually is so hard to recommend that it caused a paradigm shift in how I think about new cards. I have accepted now that all new cards are going to be good in something, and it is just a question of if that something is good at the time. Mm-hmm. That's it. Because this card is a great bounce card. I think she's really good. And I don't know if that makes her worth buying, because what if that's the only thing she's good in and it's not very good for a while? Then she's not worth buying.
Is that a sign of good card design, you think?
I guess, yes, right? Because like if you think about their goals, right? They are better off when they do not have obvious skips and misses, right? Mm-hmm. So if everything is like something you kind of want to buy, yeah, I mean, that's probably like when you look at like what they're judged on, probably cards that make people want to buy them is the number one thing, right?
Yeah. All right.
So it's probably a good thing for them. It's just very hard for me.
Yeah, wake me up when bounce is good again. I will.
It is good right now.
Great. Wake me up when it's great again.
I mean, like, here's the thing. People act like bounce loses to like the leech decks, and it kind of does. But if they don't literally leech blink you, mm-hmm. you kind of just beat their shit in with points. Like it's like, yeah, you know, sometimes you get literally leeched blinked, but like a lot of the rest of the time, if they're not doing that to you, or if you can dodge it with like prio bounce stuff, or if you can get an Angela Bishop down early, you're just gonna have more points than them anyway. And so it like kind of doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And so I think bounce is actually pretty good right now. I can tell you when I was playing like the leech deck, or I was just like, oh, I'm just dead every time I stay on turn 6 against this deck. Like if we're both staying on turn 6, I'm dead.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. All right, let's go to the Bend&Snap, our listener question section. Vote your question read out in next week's podcast. Shoot us a comment on YouTube. First one is from Kabul. They say, with the way leagues are looking right now, I'm getting massive Nexus event vibes. I wanted to pick this comment because I want you to give our listeners a little bit of a history lesson. What are Nexus events? Yeah.
So when Marvel Snap was first released, the monetization system was a gacha game banner. And for those who don't play a lot of gacha games, a gacha game banner is when you have the opportunity to roll for a new character. and you spend, a certain amount of stuff on the roll, and you can get other stuff in it. It's actually, if you want to make an analogy to anything, it's like a bit like how they're doing spotlight caches right now, but
Yes, sir.
But it was basically just so the first one was Jane Foster and Destroyer with an exclusive Destroyer variant in there, which later came out for 700 gold. I was pissed about that.
That does irritate me, by the way, when they do that, when they make you feel like something's going to be exclusive and then they resell it years later for gold.
I mean, they refunded all my money. I can't actually do that.
League of Legends did that a little bit too, with like some of the stuff that you thought you were getting a skin that was going away forever and then it came back. I do have just a little tidbit. Sneak that tidbit in there. I do have the rarest.
Just the tidbit.
I do have the rarest like profile icon in all of League of Legends. It was
that's
I know,
so cool, dude.
I know.
Can I suck your dick?
Jeez. I've been riding that high for a long time, but
That's
basically
the coolest thing I've ever heard, bro.
I don't know. I haven't played that game in a long time, but you know what it's from? It's like pay to win as well. It's like when they first had the game out, they did these bundles of money. Where you could buy like $50 worth of tokens, and nobody paid money in like video games back then. Like maybe people played for WoW subscriptions, and I bought the $50 tier of coins, and I got an avatar for that, and it's the rarest avatar in the game. Yeah,
it's like a badge of like, look at me, I was dumb before you guys.
I was a dumbass before all of you guys.
Yeah, you guys are late to the party. We were talking about something, I swear.
Nexus events, monetization, right. Jane Foster, Destroyer skin.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't remember the exact amount of gold it was to roll. I want to say it was like 1,500, maybe 1,000. And the rewards were, because it was a Guardians themed one. So the rewards were like exclusive Guardians of Galaxy skins. You get like a 10 roll for like 1,500, I think.
It's just beta, right?
What do you mean? Yeah, this is in the beta.
Yeah, not in global release, yeah.
Yeah. So you get like a 10 roll of like 1,500, I think. Or maybe it was a 10 roll of 1,000. I'm using gacha game terminology here. A 10 roll is you roll 10 times, you're guaranteed like something 4-star or higher, right? Mm-hmm. And what people were really mad about was they didn't clarify that the new card and the variant were both 5-star, right? Their gacha game thing wasn't set up in a way that made that clear. And so people were like, oh, I can just roll 110 roll and I'm guaranteed the new card of the variant. Wrong. It's actually like you have to roll like 80 times or something like that in order to get the guarantee. People got mad as shit. Like maybe the most mad anyone's ever been. I honestly wonder how much that sort of set the tone.
Okay, but comparably, how mad to win Cam put Domino in his deck?
Probably 20, 30 times.
More mad.
Yeah. Like, we're talking like this was the only thing that anyone talked about, and everyone was saying, fuck you.
Okay.
And I honestly wonder if that sort of set the tone, right? Because, like, here we are with an economy that doesn't really seem to work for anyone because they were scrambling to catch up and figuring out how to monetize this when their first idea was received by the community with all the goodwill of a nuclear bomb. And the other thing is it taught the community that if they were just loud and rude enough, they would get what they wanted, I guess. It's a lose-lose, right? Because not only did the second dinner have to scrap their monetization, which is, I guess that's actually a win, right? That did suck ass, right? But yeah, I really don't know. As to comparing leagues or whatever to this, no, it's not the same at all.
They said vibes. They said vibes. They're getting vibes.
What does that even mean? Oh, this has like it's like buying something and being like, this has purchasing vibes. Like the similarity is that you are spending money. That's it. There's no there's no further similarities there. It's like I buy a $50 bundle on League of Legends and I'm like, whoa, this has
it all comes back around, huh? It all just comes back around.
This has crazy grocery store vibes.
Can you imagine?
Because like I go to the grocery store and I spend $50 and then I spent $50 here too. That's crazy.
You know what I thought when I bought that? I was like, how fucking cool is it going to be in 15 years when I'm on a podcast and I can tell people I got this fucking icon? Not that.
What is it?
It's like a little Grim Reaper kind of like dude with a hand, basically. Like that's it. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
sure, yeah.
Hey, Honestly, I got 50. I got 50 worth of currency for that. That's way better than like Marvel Snap, where I'd pay 50 for the avatar itself. So
they definitely do that. They sell you $50 worth of avatars for sure.
Well,
that's
avatars don't matter in this game, but
yeah, they're definitely doing that. That's a real thing.
Hey, it was a good investment.
Sure, right? Yeah,
I mean,
it's paying off now.
Exactly. Like all this clout I'm farming right now, right here. Check me out on League of Legends. Haven't played in 14 years. All right, next one is from Solemnity. They say, person in the meeting room. People hate pay to win, but hear me out. But pay not to lose. Higher ups? I think you're onto something.
Yeah. Hey, that's accurate.
I think that honestly, like, I mean, it's probably a fact, and I'm just not going to distill it in a good way. But yeah, the idea that you can just reframe things in business and extract more money from your customers is probably a common practice. So yeah, I think pay to lose feels a lot better than pay to win, but they're the same thing. Next one is from Cold Weaver. They say, the highest amount of community I have with Marvel Snap is joining a specific Discord, Dads of Snap, and joining tournaments with some made-up rules. Only pixel cards, play all shield cards with Dino Collector and Loki, etc. And it's fun. We have one friendly battle per week. We usually chat about our W or L against each other. There are typically 10 to 16 players joining. We're also pretty chill players. We're dads with limited amounts of play time mostly, so the pace is not too quick and is a refreshing experience. I just want to bring this up because it kind of shows that at least there is some portion of the population that does want that almost F&M experience. Like, it is not known.
I think that's just a weird thing though, right? Because it's like what you're describing is a friend group. And I think the last thing I would want if I were a friend group was a company trying to monetize that. like what you're describing is people being friends with each other and bonding over shared experiences. Dads of Snap. That's a great thing, right? That's a good thing. The last thing you want is for a company to be like, hey, Dads of Snap, what if you could pay not to lose?
What if you could pay not to lose?
Hey, this fun thing you're doing, but what if you paid us money for it?
Only pixel cards, but if you pay 500 gold, you can ban a card from your opponent's deck.
Oh.
Hey, Johnny over there, he really likes his Star-Lord. Just 500 gold. You can send him back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like
send him back to the kids.
I think that, like there's some desire for Snap F&M, but like that's what they're describing as fundamentally not really monetizable. Yeah.
Oh, you should let Second Dinner cook on that one. That's a challenge. I
just think it's like, yeah, what are they gonna do? They're gonna like, I don't know. That sounds like something that you do for clans, right? Yeah. Maybe.
Oh yeah, are they still coming out with that?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Why would you ever ask me any people ask me questions because I've had Glenn Jones on this podcast and my YouTube channel. People ask me questions and it's like, I don't even know the names of next month's cards yet. I know 2 of them.
I can definitely one up you. I will go to in-paper tournaments, like big tournaments, Magic GP level tournaments, and random people that I'm walking by will ask me rules questions, which, by the way, is illegal. Get me thrown out of the venue if I answer that. And also, I don't know the rules. I don't.
Well, to be fair to you, you leave the house. Maybe that would happen to me if I left the house.
But it's like it's wild. It's like, first, I have no idea. Second, I can't answer that. What?
Yeah.
I just it's like it happens so often. Anyway, also that was just a cool story. Dads of Snap. Every time I hear about
that was a cool story. I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every time I hear about anything that's like dads of this, dads of that, they always talk about like they don't have much playtime. Is it really? Does your time really goes away? Is it really that time consuming? I haven't had a kid yet, but it sounds like it's time consuming. One
of my friends just had a kid.
Yep.
He's like a high level ladder grinder. I won't out him.
You said was.
Well, we all thought he was going to take a bunch of time off, and then he just kept playing, and we were like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Don't you have a new kid? And he was like, I did not realize how much of having a newborn is literally just holding them and standing up. So like he'll just be holding his kid for an extended period of time while playing Snap. Because what's this kid? Yeah, it was just like I wouldn't know. I don't have kids. I don't plan on having kids. Yeah. And but yeah, I mean, I'd imagine once they get older, you can't do that anymore. They need more attention and more things being done than that.
Yeah, every TCG community that I'm a part of has like TCG name dads, and they like these.
Sure.
Flesh and Blood has TCG like dad bods, like it was his group.
Hell yeah.
Run around tournaments. All right, next one is from Cold Grits to say, one odd thing to me about leagues is the spotlight key is the top reward. The top score will theoretically be held by a whale/spender, but any whale will already be sitting on enough keys and tokens to where it doesn't even matter anyway. It's feast or famine, and they shower the rich with even more gifts, and the poor stay poor. I've heard this one before, actually.
The top 1% of spenders are the ones with 99% of the spotlight keys already.
Oh my god!
You like my Bernie Sanders? I feel like it's pretty bad. I feel like as a Jew, I should have a better Bernie Sanders impression, but I just don't.
Honestly, it took like 5 seconds to hit for me. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, who is that?
Fair enough. Yeah, so it's not that good.
It is weird though. It is a weird concept where
it's
theoretically.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, why is it that? Oh, fuck! A game rewards the people who spend money on it.
Well, not that the reward. It's that the reward is likely not needed or particularly useful to the people they're advertising it to. Because you would say, based off the league chess system, theoretically, the only way to achieve the rank 1 spot is to spend, and to spend your time as well, but to spend money in some way. And those people are already in X category of spenders on the platform, and they have the least. Like the spotlight cash is the lowest EV for them versus like the sort of opposite of them in the audience.
I'm with you. Yeah. What's the proposal that what else should it be in there? Right? Like my thought process is like what you're describing effectively, as I see it, is, oh man, you created another way to get people who spend money on this game spending more money on this game.
Yeah, to acquire currencies.
And it's like, you know what?
That
sounds like a good idea, actually.
It is a great idea. I mean,
you bring that to a guy doing monetization, he'll be like, "Great job, you have added another revenue stream."
I'm sure they can make it other stuff. Like maybe for whales, like a spotlight key is actually not that enticing. Maybe something more exclusive would be enticing, but more exclusive would probably mean more work. And just throwing a spotlight key there is easy. Also, spotlight key is
I mean, they tried the exclusive stuff, right? That's Conquest, and everyone was like, "Just don't fucking care."
Yeah.
They tried being like, let's incentivize them to play this with cosmetics, and everyone was like, no, dude.
I think the spotlight key is also like a good it's just like a very recognizable sort of currency peg in Marvel Snap. You kind of like understand the value of that and how it converts to like actual in-game items. So yeah, maybe that's why they decided to throw it up there. Also, like leagues don't seem like they're that, I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're all in on leagues. Like it's just like something they decide to do for fun, and it's not that big of a deal. That's my kind of takeaway. I could be wrong though. Contrary to what we said last week, where it's we kind of got it wrong that it was a game mode. Well, you corrected me, but we recorrected that it was not a game mode. Seems like leagues are not like a huge deal for Snap, to be honest. Anyway, next one is from Daniel. Say, my understanding of leagues is that my opponent could have a loss prevention buff while active while I'm on ladder. They're incentivized to snap aggressively to maximize their wins and even stay, even if they think they're more likely to lose. I would prefer if my opponents had the same stakes that I do, generally speaking. Do you think that's true? The asymmetric states with loss prevention? Yeah, right. That's funky.
By definition, yeah.
By definition. That is interesting. I didn't think about it that way, so it's just cool to see that elucidated. Next one's from Aspire. For me, post-Infinite rank sucks. I get so bored at Infinite that I just barely play enough to get my season pass and missions done each week. It's gotten so bad for me that I personally dragged my entire Infinite grind out to the last few days of the season. I went from playing 10 to 20 games a day to 0 to 5. I don't like the games. I'd like to see the games I'd like to see some incentive to playing post-Infinite besides a number that doesn't mean anything next to my name. What kind of incentive?
I mean, like, I just don't know a way to do that without making the game sort of suck for people that aren't interested in something like that, right?
Expand on that.
Okay. So you want to offer rewards for people playing past Infinite, mm-hmm. right? Okay. I don't know why. I guess what I'm trying to understand is, do people want an infinite carrot being dangled in front of them? Is that what people want?
I think so. I like to to put myself outside of myself. I actually think that it might be successful in making me want to play more.
Okay. Yeah. So like what if they did a thing where it was like play 250 games and you get 1,000 gold?
Yeah. Play X number of conquest games, you get an avatar. I don't do it.
Yeah, no, it's just like I don't know how effective this stuff actually is. Like what I get so bored after Infinite. I don't, because I like the game.
Yeah, but
like that's what's fucking with me.
You're competing on like highlight. It's way different. You have so much social recognition and like community and all. There's so many things going for you when you're playing the game that are not going for like I think the average Infinite player. Just in terms of like,
I can't. Then I guess I just can't speak to it, right? Because like I'm so removed from it.
Yeah, I do think. Yeah, I think you can't speak from what you personally get from grinding Infinite. But you can try to extrapolate from there and be like, could these kind of rewards incentivize people? Like, do I think it would work? Do I think do I think it needs more? You know,
I've been not good at games before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first started playing Hearthstone, I hit rank 5, like not rank 5 legend, rank 5, and it was like the biggest fucking deal to me that I did that. Right?
It used to be a lot harder back in the day.
I don't know if that's true, but like I remember top decking a heroic strike. It was the greatest day of my life. The shout out to Pirate Warrior.
Yeah.
Like for months it would just be like, and then I'd finally hit Infinite, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I got up to rank 1 season and fell all the way back down to rank 5, and I didn't hit Infinite that season, but I did hit it the next, right?
Yeah, Legend.
And then once I'm in Infinite, Legend, sorry. And once I'm in Legend, I'm hovering around like the, I don't know, mid thousands, right? Like rank 5,000 or whatever. Rank a bunch. It's a big deal, yeah.
Mm.
And gradually, I start getting that number lower and lower and lower over the course of months and months and months and months of improvement until suddenly I'm like finishing in the top 200, finishing in the top 100, right? At no point during that did it ever occur to me to ask, what am I doing this for?
That's interesting.
At no point. It was self-evident.
Okay, why were you doing it?
Because I like fucking winning.
Okay. I frequently ask myself why I do those kind of activities. Like
no point did that ever occur to me. Go up,
bro. I play for 5 minutes. That question is at the forefront of my brain.
It never occurred to me.
Oh my god!
And so, like, then I quit Hearthstone because I had some pretty severe emotional regulation problems when I lost, and I ended up playing Magic, which obviously, like, that's a dumb fucking thing to do, right? So I played Magic Arena. I'm tooling around. I hit Mythic the first season on that because what's the word? They gave like an extra 15 days in the first season of Arena to like, because they released it like midway through a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had an extra time to get it, and I wouldn't have gotten it without that.
What's that?
But I got better and better.
Just curious.
What?
Like, what was the current standard set? The most recent?
Guilds of Ravnica Standard.
Okay.
Best of 1.
Classic.
And I just played a bunch of best of 1 for a while, and I ended up qualifying for. I qualified for a qualifier, like I got like some points stacked up, and I did well there. And again, like I have like these very strong memories. Like the first time I hit like top 200 in Magic, I was playing like a deck made by Will Pulliam, like an Esper Hero of Precinct 1 deck. And I climbed from like 1,000 to like 200 or whatever, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is real."
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing that really helped me realize I was actually getting good at the game was there was a player I kept playing called like Drolf, Jrolf. I was playing that person a lot, and I this, I think, January of like 2018. I'm not sure. But 2019, maybe. Again, I don't really know. I go on Twitch one day and I learned that that person is John Rolfe, member of the Magic Pro League. And it's like, oh shit, I've been playing these people the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, because this is like during like the 3 months where all of the MPL was on ladder. I was playing them. I was playing like a bunch of legitimately phenomenally good players. And I ended up hitting rank 1 with a red deck that went smaller to win the red deck mirror. And that was like when I was like, oh shit, I'm actually good at this. And again, at no point during any of this was I ever like, why am I doing this? At no point. It was always self-evident. It was like, holy shit, I can live the dream. It was always self-evident to me.
Yeah, I think honestly, when it comes to talking about this aspect of gaming and just enjoying, I think I'm the weird one actually, where I do something for 5 minutes. I'm like, why am I doing this? Completely different. I'm like, why? And I have to have a very good reason of why, or I just can't do it. Like, I just can't. I don't know. It's just for me. And then this this whole idea that you just have fun.
I can't find it relatable. Like to me, finding out how good you actually are, being able to push yourself to that extent is what's good for me. That's why I played these games in the first place.
Yeah. I think that like that does motivate me. Like it does, but I don't think it motivates me endlessly, right? Where it sounds like you sort of have more of a limitless gas tank in that motivation. And I think mine dries up at whether it's some arbitrary number, whether it's hour 100, hour 1000, or if it's just some point in which I realize at the end maybe doesn't justify the means if I'm not truly enjoying it in that moment. So
I think post being a content creator, it's become very different. I'm no longer motivated by that.
Yeah.
I'm motivated by being a content creator now. And that's good. I try to get better at that every day.
You prefer to be motivated like that? Do you prefer the content creator versus the the grinder?
Yes. Because I can tell you right now, as a content creator, I'm making more than when I was good at other games.
Yeah, but money aside, like if you can put money aside, because I mean,
you can't.
Yeah.
But like also, yeah, I prefer it. Obviously, like I had some pretty severe emotional regulation problems. Right. I would get really angry with myself, and that's a bad thing to be. Right. Like when you let something like that define you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you let
your ego's
skill as expressed by a number define you, you end up in a results oriented mindset, whether you want to or not. You can't live like that. With content, I can be process oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that a much more enjoyable state of being.
Yeah. You can also pick different numbers to, I guess, define your success by than your ladder rank or something that's highly variable like that.
I mean, my ladder rank right now is like 14 and I haven't played in 2 days. So, you know, it's a pretty good number to define myself by.
All right. Next one is from Amsk. Bend&Snap. Explain cube rate to me as if I was 6 years old. I literally don't understand the numbers. Like, they don't understand what that means.
The number of cubes you gain per game on average.
Cube rate.
Yep.
Loop. The new mode has been leaked already. It works like a high stakes poker table.
I assume you're talking about the thing in the Snap fan data mines. And I think everyone is kind of out over their heels on that one. They just, like, as far as I understand it, they just found a mode that was named like high stakes .mode or whatever, and everyone just sort of made up everything around it and what it actually meant. I'm not exactly sure. I could go check right now, but that is the impression I had for sure. It was just like they found a mode that was named high stakes or whatever, and everyone was just like, oh my God, that means it's a high stakes poker table, baby. And I kind of wonder where, I guess I kind of wonder, what's the word I'm looking for? The Marvel Snap community does this thing where, like, sometimes it gaslights itself into believing something, and then when that thing is not true, they're like, holy shit, that thing that we were promised was true.
Players deceived.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I'm looking through the data mines things on Snap Fan right now. Do we remember when about this happened?
No clue. I've never heard about this.
I'm gonna revisit this if I can find the information here. So I'm back in. Is it like in one of the OTA articles? I don't think so. I don't know why it would be in an OTA article. So it'd be like a data mine. Here, let me see.
While you do that, let me ask you a question. Shot in the dark. You don't have to be right. You can be 0% right. If you had to guess what the new mode was going to be, what would you guess?
Oh, hold on. I think I found it. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
High Stakes Tabled is one of the new game modes in development. It appears to work similar to a poker table where everyone starts off with the same starting currency, and as you win games, you get more currency. It looks like tables will have a shop associated. Your currency also appears to regenerate per hour up to a cap. It will also have milestone rewards once you achieve a certain lifetime spend. That
sounds cool though, like a real-time tournament almost. I have
no idea.
You're battling in real time using your cubes as currency as you duke it out on this virtual sort of tournament table. Interesting. Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's novel.
I genuinely do not know. My impression, like, I don't know. I'm reading this and it's just like that seems sure. I don't know. I keep coming back to the same thing with modes where it's like I've said this a million times, but the gameplay is the one thing everyone agrees is good. So do a mode that doesn't change that. Like, stop fucking with the gameplay. Stop it.
Yeah. I guess we don't have to, because like if you had to guess what the next mode would be, and again, you can be 0% correct. Would you guess that? I mean, what do you think is like sequiter to where we're at right now? It's definitely not a draft.
Nothing. Mode. I don't want them to make new modes.
I know you don't, but
suck.
you have endless content. That's the thing. It's like you exist in a very interesting place in the Marvel Snap sphere because you're motivated by your watchers, you're motivated by your ladder rank, you're motivated by your people, your tribe, high level infinite players. Like there's so much that goes into your game experience that a lot of other people, they don't have at all. They have 0%. They don't have any of those things. So they're being motivated purely off the gameplay and they find themselves wanting sometimes. So,
right, but like you're asking me.
I know.
Someone who has no insight into that experience.
Remember, you got to take yourself out of the situation. Right, as if you were not getting fucked by it.
I don't have the first fucking idea how to motivate someone who's not motivated by the gameplay. I don't have the faintest clue.
Maybe it's the character.
I have no idea. Like what like give them free stuff?
That sounds not motivated.
My answer would be make it like reduce the gates on the good mode they have, which is ladder, by giving more people more free stuff. Right? Like that's my answer.
Glenn Jones, hire this man already. Next one is from Slanted. They say Bend&Snap question. Do you think
you're going to be so mad when it turns out like I've been working for Second Dinner this whole time? I'm like a secret double agent.
I believe
I'm getting paid. So you're
psyoping these trash decks all over.
I'm psyoping everyone into playing Domino on behalf of Second Dinner. Yes. My job is to like drop the win rate of Leech Blink so that they don't have to nerf it. And instead of doing that, I accidentally made the best Leech Blink deck.
To be fair,
I'm actually a triple agent.
To be fair, we did play Devil's Advocate on Leagues last week, and reading the comments, there's definitely some people that think we work for Second Dinner, and we're psyoping them. They're like,
"I'm sorry, you are being psyoped by listening to this." A construct of me now lives in your brain, an image of me, but it's not actually me. It's my psyop into your brain.
You're gonna be every time they're gonna be going to sleep. They're gonna be like, wait. 225 is a mid bench. Like what? Sub 6 minute mile is a mid mile. The fuck is this?
I would never be the member of any club that would accept me as a member.
I've I love that. All right, next from Slanted. They said, Bend&Snap question. Do you think it would be reasonable, a reasonable buff for War Machine to open up locations so not only you play cards anywhere, but cards can be added anywhere for your side? Like being able to add White Tiger to miniaturized lab, it's a hard word, in between turns 3 to 5 or a Prof X location.
What the fuck? What?
I
don't understand what you're asking.
I was trying to read it and I got lost. All right, we'll try it again. Do you think it would be reasonable buff for War Machine to open up locations? So not only can you play cards anywhere, but cards can be added anywhere for your side. Like being able to add White Tiger's Tiger to miniaturized lab in between turns 3 to 5 or to a Prof X location.
Oh, okay. I get it. What they're saying is, what if also your token card? So there's like, what, 3 cards that would impact? Mysterio, White Tiger. Is that it?
I think so.
Maybe it's 2 cards that would impact. No, I don't think that would be a good buff. That's like the edgiest of edge cases. It would do absolutely nothing.
I had to get one more Marvel Snap related question in there. I don't think I gave it enough of a proofread before.
Wait, no, hold on. It would also impact, like, you could be able to play a Brood in those locations.
Dr. Doom, maybe?
Yeah, Doom. You could play a Brood there. Maybe it's something. I still don't think it's enough, but like, I don't know. Sure.
Cooking.
Yeah, like you could play a Brood in those locations, right? That would be cool. Is there some utility to that? Probably.
All right, Scott says, describing leaving a negative review as minus EV is hilarious. Everything is gaming. Lamau. We were talking about.
Was it positive EV for you to leave that comment?
I think that because it got read out for comedic effect is plus EV.
Okay.
To be fair,
I just wanted to know.
If anything is going to teach you how to think, it's card games. It's all about value, baby. Incremental quantitative value.
Were you literally just like, man, I've met so many shitty people in card games?
Yes, those are the people. Those are the people. One of the concepts I really like is about value. Like what is value, right? Like, so what makes a card good? What makes a card bad? Because there's a lot of red herrings, a lot of cards that aren't good. They're not impactful. They don't do anything. You can't assign a quantitative positive value to the card, and therefore it is usually niche and non-playable. And I thought, like, honestly, when it happened in Flesh and Blood, there was that big paradigm shift, that almost like revelation in how people approach the game, is when one player really pointed that out and kind of broke the game with it. And I just thought it was really impressive. And it is kind of how I think about a lot of things in life, is like, if I can make incremental positive gains overall in the long run, if I do that consistently, I will be successful. Like, I will be more successful than not, which sounds obvious, but it's not, right? Like, I think it is a really powerful idea that if you do just kind of make those 1%, like positives, right? Whether it's like what you're doing, or it's just like, I mean, you can extrapolate it to everything. I think overall in the long run, you end up like, I don't know, like you just kind of win. You just kind of win, basically. I think
the real lesson card games teach you is that you can put yourself in a position to win, but there's no guarantee.
That's another one.
Like, I think that's the real lesson card games teach you, is you can do everything you can to affect the outcome, but sometimes you can't affect the outcome enough.
True.
And so your job in all these situations is to do everything you can to affect the outcome and accept that, yeah, sometimes you can't. And I think one thing card games have actually taught me is like a general lack of link between cause and effect, per se, i.e. someone can do everything right and still lose.
Yep.
That's what I've learned from card games. And I think knowing that makes me like a better person, but I don't think it makes me an expert on anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know about the expert stuff. I think that was like, it's like a bit.
You think I just read something into what you were saying that you weren't saying?
Yeah, I don't think I was trying to say that.
You think I reddited you?
Yeah, I think I'm defending positions that I do not hold.
I'm sorry for redditing you.
There's another one I like, which is playing to your outs.
Yeah.
So playing to your outs, like, one of my favorite things about playing to your outs is that sometimes you'll make suboptimal decisions so if no context exists, the the decision would be strictly suboptimal, right? You're taking a suboptimal line. But because of the context of the situation, you have determined that the only way to give yourself a possible chance out of the situation or to win, to come out positive, is to take a suboptimal line. I think that's like, it's fascinating when it happens in card games. Like what would be an example of it is like, okay, like you're losing on tempo or something, and you need to commit to the board. But you're like, even if I commit to the board, I'm losing this race, right? So like instead of committing to the board, I'm going to draw additional cards because like that will I will definitely lose the race here. I will definitely lose on board if I do that. But the only way I win this game is if I draw my one sweeper. Yep. I just like I always love those situations in card games. But as an expert on the current political and economic state of the United States, because I am a card game player.
Right.
No, actually, I if there's, I think for like any topics and hobbies, like card games have some really interesting, like, kind of heuristic based thinking that you can maybe apply to other things. That was, but what this person was talking about was describing Livia never use positive EV or minus EV. Yeah, that's like card gamer jargon. It gets out of hand too. It gets out of hand. Like the Magic players, holy shit!
Is getting dinner a plus EV solution here?
Dude, have you ever hung out with people that are like they will describe? I know they will describe things in real life as like, oh, it's like we just got Thoughtseize for the bill or something. It's like ridiculous. Like they start using like Magic card references as a way to describe like actions in real life.
Oh man, that rocks.
Yeah, it does rock. It does rock. This person was laughing at that. Anyway, I mean, we talked about meta stuff. Anything else you want to mention in regards to Marvel Snap, the metagame, your current status on Reddit, etc.?
No.
I hope it goes better for you. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like all bad. It's just like it feels like there's now a bunch of people who know about me as the guy who lied about Domino. And it's like, I didn't even
what's
do
the
that.
lying part? Wait, can you remind me? I think I blacked out.
The threads all seem to be about like how some people, nameless, are out there saying that Domino makes these decks better because it keeps your Red Hulk and Magneto in the deck. Which is something, as far as I know, that I have not said in a video, nor have I said on a tweet. And my tweets and videos all talk about how like what she's actually doing is making your 1-drops more likely. You're curving out a little bit more on 1 and 2, and lets you fit the Darkhawk package in, which gives you a competitive advantage in the mirror. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the gist of the video. And everyone says like content creators are doing it, right? But I'm the only one they ever name. And it's like. It's like, all right,
I'm the Domino guy. I'm the content creator.
Yeah, like they're like, I'm the only one. I'm the only one they mention, and it's like, I did not say any of that. I think I idly speculated on Twitch as to whether or not that was true, but I also was like, I don't know math, so someone else do the math for me.
So I didn't read it.
And so like, it never made it into any of my videos. It never made it into any of my tweets. It is not something I like said or believed. And everyone is just like, they're probably like the frustrating thing about it for me is I think they're talking about other people, but I'm the only one they ever link to.
Was it all about the Domino stuff, or were there like other people hopping in there, like where they're like just like, yeah, fuck Cam, I don't like him anyway? And you're like,
I mean, that happens every so often. Like every so often, someone will I don't really go on Reddit, but every so often, someone will like find a post dunking on me and link it to me and be like,
why do they do
this
that,
fucking idiot? I don't know. It kind of just hurts my feelings.
Yeah, please don't do that. Like ever. People have done that to me. Actually, one of my co-hosts used to do that, where he would like, I was like, bro, don't send me this shit. Like,
yeah, like I think they think that I'll find it as funny as they find it.
No, I think they think you don't know about it and that you want to know about it. And it's like,
yeah, but I think like when they send it to me, when someone sends it to me, they're like, look at this fucking idiot, usually, right? Like, look at this dumb piece of shit making fun of you. And it's like, you know, I don't like being made fun of, even if you think they're an idiot, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it just takes up your mental space either way, because you're like, now you think about it like all fucking day, and you're like, you have these like conversations with this theoretical person that doesn't exist, and you're like giving the counter arguments, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. And then you're just a doofus because you've been thinking about some random person on the internet all day.
Yep. And yeah, I don't know. It's like I know they're talking about other people, right? But I'm the only one who ever seems to get mentioned because I'm the only one who's ever like the frustrating bit about it is like all the people who are critiquing the math. It's like I said that. I said that she makes you less likely to do that, and that's the trade-off we're making here. I said that. I know she makes you less likely to play Leech into Blink. I'm aware of that. 100%. I know that. That's why I said in my tweet thread, she makes you less likely to do this. And it seems like everyone is like I basically laid out all my reasons and then said she makes you less likely to do this. And what seems to have gotten through to people is KM thinks she makes you more likely to play Blink into Leech. And it's like, I never said that, and I actually said the opposite, and I don't understand why you guys think it's me. And so I talked to the person who made the first thread. In that thread, I was like, hey, man, I didn't really say any of this. It kind of hurts my feelings because, like, here's me saying the things that I agree with. And, like, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I actually think you approached it in, like, a fairly rigorous way. And I didn't mean to, like, you know, call out you specifically. And you know, that's cool. I know you didn't mean to do that. But then, like, there's 2 other threads full of people who only saw the first thread blaming fucking my ass. Now it's, like, out of my control, right? Like, now there are people that only know of me from this misrepresentation of what I am. And it's like, I just, it sucks. It sucks. Like, It's not that guy's fault. He was just trying to, like, do some, like, PSA stuff, right? Like, misinformation correction. That's fine, man. I don't care. It's just like, shit, if you're mad at people, link the people you're actually mad at. It just feels weird for you to be like, yeah, I'm so sick of these fucking streamers doing this, and then you link the one guy that isn't. I don't know. That sucked.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. I feel like this episode was a bit down on TCGs and TCG communities. It's actually not that bad. I want you to think that, like,
yeah,
we don't like
it.
And
I actually very much enjoy my community. They're very cool people. Mostly.
Yeah, your community. Yeah. I would hope you enjoy your community. I don't know.
I curate it pretty heavily.
Yeah, I enjoy my community too. I don't know if I enjoy the community sometimes though.
I think I mostly do.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about with the Marvel Snap community is we don't have nearly enough deranged people.
I can think of one, at least.
Really?
Yes, I think you talked about them too before, but yeah, they have some wild things.
We don't have enough, like, I'm sorry, we don't have enough, like, just deranged Twitter drama. We don't have enough of it. All of, like, Marvel Snap's memes and whatnot are so bad. All of our jokes are just, does anyone else think this card is overpowered and being pushed to to make us spend money? Or does anyone else think Second Dinner is greedy? Like, that's every joke. It's the same joke every time. And it's like, where are our other jokes? We don't have any other jokes. We like, all of our jokes are like, SD greedy, content creators bad, making soy faces. Like, we don't have stuff. We need like in Magic, there was discourse last week about whether the Commander format is inherently queering Magic the Gathering's rules and rule set.
Why do you?
We don't have anything. We don't have anything half as cool as that. Oh. All right. We don't have shit.
I prefer
we have
when
nothing.
Twitter is more about I don't know. Flesh and Blood Twitter is
yeah, but even Flesh and Blood Twitter had a bunch of drama that I don't understand.
I don't understand it either because I unfollowed.
I have no fucking understanding of what's happening on Flesh and Blood Twitter. But as a drama addict, I am compelled by it.
I am not a drama addict. I'm a drama addict. I'm the opposite of that.
It seems like some guy was an asshole, and that's all I really got out of it.
Yeah, I literally do the opposite. Anytime I sniff someone trying to do anything in regards to online drama, I instantly mute them. Like I cannot do the negative energy. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm at that stage where it's like, no, I'm not opening my phone and it's ruining my day or making me think about things that are not, I don't know, happy. Like, fuck that. By the way, little hack. If you turn your phone to grayscale, it's there was a study that it reduces your phone usage by 30%.
Why would I want to do that?
Because you're addicted
I
to
like
your phone.
being on
Your
my phone. It's fun.
rules your
That's why
life.
I do it. Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. There's like a bunch of people that live in there and entertain me. Why would I not get on my phone?
Accessibility, display and text, color filters, grayscale. Try it out. Actually works. Really
I don't want to do that.
I know you don't want to, but I'm sure there's some more sane.
I am not
people
going. I am in fact not going to try that out. I am addicted to scrolling on the Bird app and seeing notifications in Discord. Yeah, hell yeah.
I
don't leave the house.
I'm so
my internet friends are my only real friends.
You know, on my phone, I have Twitter. I'm not even logged into my account. I'm logged into some random account because like I literally cannot stop my main account from being targeted by toxic stuff. I cannot do it. I cannot unfollow enough people. I cannot mute enough people. It just happens. And like I have to follow some accounts for notifications for like PBG when they launch a tournament because you have to like go fucking sign up and it's a pain in the ass. So I literally just logged in on like some random account. Like I do not use my main Twitter account because the algorithm feeds me absolute dog shit. Like extreme take here, extreme take there. And I'm just like, no, not me. I think we have different approaches to Twitter. I think you're searching for is what I am trying to avoid at all costs.
To me, Twitter is a collection of the finest takes. Bespoke, well-aged insanity. That's what I want out of Twitter. But
not when it's about you though.
No, because I think that if the shit about me had been a little bit funnier, I probably would have felt a different type of way about it. But instead it's just like a lie or like a misrepresentation of me. And it's like, there's not even a good joke coming out of it. There's no like, there's nothing to latch onto there. There's no like good meme. There's none of that, right? Like, it's just people calling me a liar over something I didn't say. And it's like, that's not very fun or funny. But what if instead, like, see, if I were the people that I want to consume content from, I would have like quadrupled down on this and been like, actually, you fucking losers. Domino's busted. Source me. I'm ranked 14 in the world. You fucking loser. Right? Like, that's what I want. But like, that's not an intellectually honest answer. I can't respond in that way. That's like fucking insanely stupid, right? But God. I want to consume content for people who would respond that way.
That's wild. That's wild. we differ.
That's who
in this
I want
approach.
to consume content from.
Yes, I avoid all of that shit like it's the plague. Holy fuck. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. It's just not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that shit. I love just like some guy who's wrong quadrupling down. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah. I see it a lot. Despite my efforts to try to avoid it, I do see it a lot. Anyway, if you enjoy this podcast, number one thing you do is leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Video version of this on YouTube at youtube.com/@the_snapshot. To subscribe while you're there. Twitter's @BrandonAPG, KM_SMS, and Twitter, KM is streaming in the evenings sometimes. Not on Sundays, though.
I mean, I don't know. I thought about it, but there were 2 Game 7s today, and I think there's like some real like social energy that gets expended streaming, where it's like,
what's a Game 7?
Are you familiar with the game basketball?
I mean, not
are you familiar
everybody
with the National Basketball Association?
Be throwing out terms.
I kind of feel like I can. I feel like you're in the minority here of not knowing what I'm talking about.
I'm playing devil's advocate, okay?
Yeah?
I don't know basketball. Yeah, fuck basketball. What is a Game 7?
Game 7s are the final game of a series, right? It's first to 4 in a playoff series. So Game 7 is the final possible game. There were 2 of those today. And I was like, you know what? Between that and recording this and recording 8 cubes, it's just like, let's not put the like social pressure on myself and like go live while I'm still sad about Reddit and like say something I regret, you know?
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Catch him streaming when he's streaming. Anyway.
Evenings. It's going to probably be like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday upcoming. Not positive though, depending on how bad the hot location is. On
Rank 1
Wednesday.
win, though. Rank 1 win.
I have no desire for that.
That doesn't make any sense with like anything we talked about, by the way.
I told you I'm content pilled now. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't feel like I have to prove that to anyone.
Okay.
I just don't. Like, if you don't like me at this point and you think that like I'm bad at the game or like someone else is better than me at the game, I don't care. Either my results speak for themselves or they don't. And I don't care anymore.
Makes sense. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you next week.